Welcome to What's Up and About. And yeah, it's a Monday morning. Yeah. It's the 23rd day in June.
Mike's birthday is on Sunday.
Oh, whose birthday?
Wow.
Your birthday.
Wow.
It's not a work day.
Wow.
Wait, I've not decided if I'm going to... wait, calm down.
I've not decided if I'm going to do.
First of all, no. It's the age I've not decided. Cause
okay.
So when I decide the age, I'm not sure I'm going to decide before then. So just let's not...
So anyway, my next age is 16, so that's why.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm currently 15 years old.
Wow.
So I'm going to be 16 next
Age,
birthday.
they say, is nothing but a number, but it's a very big number now.
Have you? Now, you see some people, when they tell your age, you can times your own by 2 or 3. Like
you don't know the one that amazes me. When I was younger, if I hear 30, 40, 50, they're already old.
These people are old, exactly.
Now, somebody recently passed, and the person is 45, and I was like, wow, so young. And then I'm like,
how old are you again?
I'm getting older.
Yeah. I tell people that it's a blessing.
It is.
And it's not everybody that gets there. Yeah. I think I remember a message was Genevieve. Genevieve put up a post and someone was like, Mama, you're getting old.
Wow.
And she'd be like, there was a response she gave and she spoke about how, yeah, you might not get there. Like she was trying to say, look, this is something that not everybody even gets to that point. It's something to be thankful for.
Yeah,
it's something
absolutely.
to, make that, make the best of now, as it were. So over the weekend, for me, there were different circumstances, different situations that just made me understand how, look, you have to make the best of now. I know we always plan for tomorrow, we always think about tomorrow, but make the best of now because, hey, today becomes a memory. And then you think about what could I have done better? Did I get the best out of it? And so, yeah.
Mike has become very inspirational a week to his birthday.
The week to his 45th
He's become motivational speaker for the next 1 week.
Wow, Titi, don't worry, yours is coming. You know, and she's not talking about it, but inside there's been a lot of things going through Titi's head because it's landmark. But let me leave that for
Mike,
August.
how are you?
I'm good. So over the weekend, a lot happened. But I woke up on, was it Sunday morning? Was it Sunday morning? Saturday morning, and I just saw this press conference by Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
The world went all, everybody just like, what's happening?
Whenever he talks like this, you just put your hand on your head. I'm like, hey!
There's just so much. There's just so much about this. To unpack it, let me tell you, a lot of people on both sides of the divide. Is this a good thing? Is this not a good thing? Is this something that is, I think that in hindsight, yes, a lot of people would understand better when events come. But the point was something he said, and there was something Netanyahu said. I think it was Netanyahu's press conference I listened to first before Trump's own. And Netanyahu said something. He said, strength before peace, or bringing peace by strength.
Oh.
And then I thought about what was happening when I was taking the news today on what was happening in Nigeria. And I thought about it. Israel is on different fronts. There's the Gaza issue. There's now Iran coming in. Yeah. And then, but people are talking about how, did the US just jump into this? But there's the concept of being partners, allies. And when an ally calls, you have to respond, in whatever way. So for me, it was the idea that when he mentioned, for me, what got me was that thing he said, strength for peace.
So there was this infographic
and
that showed how many nuclear weapons each country that has nuclear weapons actually has. And on the very top of the list is both US and Russia.
Yeah.
Iran is way down the list. Yeah. But it's still above UK. It's still above France, Spain, and some other places. Yeah. But the fact that they have these weapons is what sort of makes them the top of the food chain. Yeah. Not even really in business and commerce. China, of course, was a close third to this. But now, when you think about it, for someone they say when elephants fight, it's the grass that suffers. My issue really is, do they really have business going in that deep? That deep, that's the question. So I know that there's support, there's peace talks, there's all sorts of things they can do along the line. But to step head first into it, especially when Trump mentioned when he was planning, or just after his election, that he was like, no more wars. no more wars, our soldiers won't go abroad to do this, that. He said a lot of that when he came in. So this just feels like him doing a complete U-turn and going against what essentially was promising in the beginning. So now there are a lot of protests going on in the US right now, all over the place, against a lot of the things he's doing. So I don't know.
So Congress says that they are not aware, or rather they were not informed, they didn't give approval for it. That's on the one hand. Now, on the other hand, the reality is this. When I first saw it, my first impression was, wait, what? But then, when I started listening to the Americans, even though they were a bit boastful, talking about the reasons for the action, it began to make sense. Yeah. However, it doesn't change the fact that these people lost top military officers, top scientists, and so many top people, and they will definitely retaliate. And the thing with retaliation is just as the UN Security Council, I don't know if you guys watched Israel going after the UN Security Council, that where were you when all of these dramas, were happening? You people never step up until we take action on our own. And so when you look at it from different angles, you realize that, okay, even if you might look at Trump as, oh yes, Trump, here we go again. Exactly. Especially with his tone of voice, the way he talks. What he meant by now you have to come to the table is that we've destroyed a large number of your cache of weapons, right? Okay. Now come to the table, let's talk about it. So that's what he was looking at. Okay. But does it change the fact that there may be repercussions? Because that's what the UN is against. The UN is trying to ensure that it doesn't continue as a plethora of I get back at you, you get back at me, and then it now turns to an all-out war. Because when America gets fully involved, well, now they are not really involved though. But when they get fully involved, there's a likelihood of a third world war.
It won't happen, and this is why. Like I said, there's just a lot about it. We can just give your own and say, okay, this is what I think. But Iranians have come out to say, what if we just hit was just the entrance and the exit, 2 tunnels. We didn't touch
anything.
Yeah.
There's another people that are telling behind that, look, we planned this thing together. So we want to de-escalate. We want some people's pride to remain. Let us go and preemptive strike. You see me as if you take a hit, you calm down.
So is it like a warning? It's a warning.
Let's talk about how they were told that they were going to strike here and here. People should just move away. We have to create something. There's a lot. See, when it comes to world politics, look, from different angles, there's a lot that you can see and you cannot see. Now, but talking about Russia and US having nuclear this thing and all of that, you have to understand that, look, for the world powers, when they enrich themselves, they're looking at, look, you are doing it, I'm doing it, let us know that, see, if we want to do, we will steer, everybody will go. So it's assured mutual destruction. So while you are enriching, but you see, the US will come up and say that we are protectors of the free world. And like what Donald Trump said was, look, Iran is a major sponsor of terrorism in the Middle East. And so they cannot be allowed, because if they have and build up to anything close to our capacity, with what we have known, the antecedents that they already have on ground, this is what is going to happen.
Trump referred to them as bullies.
Exactly. So but the point is this, a number of analysts, I was listening to some Pentagon, and a number of people will tell you that this would precede peace, that this is what will bring peace. So there's a lot that we can...
So, locally, if we bring it to Nigeria, Nigeria is a strong force, especially when it comes to military in West Africa. Why are you looking at me like that? It's true, you can't change that fact. In West Africa, Nigeria is a strong force. And then, I'm leading somewhere. I don't know, did you see that tweet by Iran? Did you see that tweet? So Iran tweeted with several countries' flags, and then decided to use 3 different flags
for Nigeria
to call on Nigeria as to whether we are going to be part of it or not.
Which Iranian organization put up that tweet first of all?
It's probably a random tweet.
Exactly.
I just want to say this.
That's the vibes. It can be vibes and inshallah on X.
We are peace-loving people in Nigeria.
Yes, we are.
We haven't even finished fighting our internal battles.
That one is not.
On which most of us are still hiding under the table in our houses.
It still feels like an entanglement, really.
Whether it's entangled or not.
It doesn't feel like a real marriage.
We just want to beg.
It doesn't feel like a real...
Africa is not between you people.
Oh gosh.
You can go this way.
You can go around.
Okay, this one is just for vibes, yeah. But something else I would just like to mention when it comes to Nigeria and all of that was the issue of favor of Philly. And I don't know, maybe I will even take Beautiful Game and talk a lot more about it. But
oh yes,
you know,
the defection.
there's that talk. Defection is a very strong word to use.
Defection is long now.
No, it's not defection.
It's defection.
You know, Favour Philly has been training, of course, and then we know what happened.
Don't stop
so
for
did she?
Nigeria.
The question is, did she really have a choice? If she really wanted to, you know.
Yeah, she wanted to compete, and time
yeah.
and over again, she had been let down by the country.
Sure.
Yeah.
Either not registering her, not doing the basic administrative issues, things that should not come up in issues.
And a country like Turkey is willing.
It's generally brings us back to that statement we will talk about, let Nigeria know what happened to you. And it is in this kind of scenarios. There's a lot that by yourself you cannot do, no matter how religious you are, when the system doesn't work.
Yes.
No matter how spiritual you are, no matter how powerful you are, but when the system doesn't work, there's a lot. And this is not on individuals now. As a country, you see,
you know what?
It's not about one person. It's not about the governors at different places. This was not about even a governor. This was about official, somebody in an office under a desk, an administrator. Do what is right. You complain about the top when you yourself, if you had that chance with what you are doing, you'll probably be more wicked because you see things that happen personal and all of the things. As a people, what are you doing? What are we doing? Simple administrative issues. Someone just behind the desk. Some people.
Thank you so much for that Monday motivation. At this point, we have to motivate ourselves to the next segment. Stay with us. You're watching Wake Up Nigeria.